Hello, YouTube, Ronan Kazi. Okay, well, let's see how the start is now. So, as you know, when I do the division, normally I do legendary. This is the probably like the third section, which is a dual part of the map. There's a front and a back, separated by like a gate, and you can see we're dying all over the place. Relatively new players. I was high DPS on the first one. And there's Roxy. And it is Roxy. And it's easy, girl. Roxy's not a big fan. And I think what I'm doing here is I have my pulse build for this exact situation with those guys pushing ahead. Now you're going to see something that I talk about quite a bit, but doesn't really happen much when I'm playing these games. But I always warn you. Now, there's another thing that's going on in the game, and I can't see it. Scribbles24 is constantly getting voted to remove. I think what is happening is he has his mic open, and it is trying to figure out, it's actually taking what he says and then translating it and putting it into chat. So it's just gibberish coming in there. I don't know why it bothers that person. Normally, I've readjusted my interface where I put those two things, who's in the group and the talk, down in the corners, and they're very small. And lately, I've been zooming the content to about 150%. And if I could get rid of that little thing, I would, but I can't. Furthermore, this was really dark, so this is one of the few times I've upped the contrast so it's a little bit lighter. I'd sped up quite a bit because the main thing to show you, this took a long time. We didn't wipe ever, but you'll kind of see what took a while. So one of the things with the Vial Jammer, I get up front, you see I'm putting out damage up there and I'm pushing them. We got okay damage in here. But it's one of those groups, you can tell there's a tension that we're moving maybe a little bit quicker than we should. And I don't blame people for doing that. It's their first time in here. So as you know, when that first copter comes down, then here comes the next guy. And by the next guy, I mean the next Chunga. Trying to get this guy up before the Chunga gets in here. And you would think we would pull back at this point. Here's the second Chunga and the third. This is a case where this build isn't ideal, and that guy goes down again. I wish I had more DPS. And maybe I could have went to Firefly at this point. But I'm just going to constantly, oh gosh, we're getting pushed. Okay, so I've told you about this before. You can get pushed pretty hard. And I'm going to try not to die. And there's my last med kit. And I think someone quit, and then a guy came in. And we're going to have a bunch of people that just keep quitting, that come in and quit. Me and Scribbles are going to keep falling back. So you might have thought, what's the stupid quote in the beginning? Lao Tzu is recognized as the person who wrote about Taoism. Something I studied in college, was really enamored with Tao and to be yielding. And so you've heard me talk about this before. I am going to keep yielding as much as I got to do. And people keep coming in and getting smoked. I'm going to get this guy up, hopefully. Nope. I'm not. I'm getting pushed hard. This is normally when I ask you to like, share, comment, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, maybe hit notifications. So I've often wondered what I would do back here. I don't really know. I think I can get the guys down from right here. And I come over to here. And always in my head, I'm going, I should just die. How many more people are going to quit? No one wants me to be a hero. And then once you've waited so long, then there's a pressure on you not to die because like you've wasted everyone's time. So you're screwed at a certain point. But YouTube, I decide to do the impossible. I have got them so far in there and I got a turret up. I'm going to go res everyone. I haven't ever really done it this way. But I'm far enough ahead. I have Unbreakable on. I know I can get out of there, so that's great. Don't want to die here. That'd be embarrassing. All right. So look, we got the team up. Now, unfortunately, my teammates don't realize that there's still stuff happening. This guy right here that's with me is a pretty good player. He's skill build. He's like a little higher than me. So we go back a little bit. Now we still got that chunga back there. And this is one of those times, inexplicably, I did all that before, but watch what I do. And I've just done this so many times while I've been playing this game. I should have got those. And down goes running. That's idiotic. YouTube, why? Why do you save the whole day and then... Because I'm counting on the rest of the team coming back. So this is one of those situations, right? I did the right thing, yielding. That's great. Just give ground, give ground, give ground. But there's also something that clicks in me, and that's what's wrong. So that's the excitement from the first half. Obviously, or maybe not obviously, maybe this is the end of the video. It's been enough time. This could be a short video. We could wipe up here. YouTube, that's not going to happen. And there's the Scribbles vote to remove. Like, why would you vote to remove him? He stayed alive almost the whole time. So we're going to go on to the next phase of this, which is obviously going to be the, wait for it, going to be the last phase. Now with this group, I didn't complain. We're going to throw our turrets up here, and I'm going to eventually put out an artificer hive. I don't know why I struggle saying that all the time. And so I kept this part in so we could talk about when people push you to do things. And when you get pushed to do things. And when you push people to do things. None of these are necessarily bad. They're not good. I personally am a subscriber to that. When I was in the Coast Guard and I was leading people, I would push them a little bit so they got uncomfortable where they could learn. I always wanted them to learn. I was training them all the time. I think sometimes Mrs. Ronan Kazi pushes me a little bit so I'm a little bit better. Hey, maybe as a man, sometimes you will, wow, that's everyone. So that's Roxy, that's Macy, and Caesar is silent. Caesar's a lot deeper voice. You'll be able to hear him if he goes. And so sometimes she might push me to get better or to get out of, she knows me pretty well, to get out of like maybe a rut or a way I look at things. And sometimes other people push me to do things. And a lot of times I don't mind being pushed. I, at this point, have very few things that I'm adamant like about this, that, or something happening. And I also use that. I think we all do. We all push people to make changes or do things. So there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to take into account, why is someone taking the time to do that? So again, the underlining thing in all of this is the why. Why is what going on? Why is the thing happening that caused someone to say, hey, I want to help push you in this direction? Now, sometimes may push in a Roxy. Sometimes people may push you in a, for nefarious purposes because they want you to do something and they're trying to manipulate you into doing something. Hey, we're running. I have a decoy. I throw the decoy out and we're going to get here. And I'm going to tell you a funny part of throwing this decoy. I almost get us killed. There's a couple things that happen, and we'll get back to the other stuff. There's a couple things that happen on this decoy. They will try to shoot it. If I put it out too far back there, it gets killed by the mounted guns. If I put it too close to the boat, the copters will start shelling us. It defeats the purpose. Sometimes there's a third party that pushes you to do other things by proxy. One thing that you hear recently about the war in Ukraine, that it's a proxy war between NATO and Russia, and we're using the Ukraine as a proxy. Sometimes parents use the other parent as a proxy. Sometimes girlfriends, boyfriends, husband, wives use other people to get messages to their loved ones or not loved ones on all this proxy stuff. That's probably when I draw the line. I don't really like being used in a third party. I don't like to apply pressure for someone else. Right? There's the putting the pressure on someone and then doing the dirty work of a third party. Just, I don't have an appetite for that. So what do you do if someone's pushing you? Again, ask yourself why. Recognize, okay, are they trying to get me in a good spot? Maybe hey, I want you to stop smoking. That's never a bad thing. Maybe I'd like you to reduce doing something. Maybe I'd like you to do more of something. Again, the fact that someone's pushing you isn't bad. It's the why, the understanding of everything that's going on. Talked about, why do people get road rage? Because they have a view of how the right way to drive is. Someone isn't driving that right way, so they get upset then. But all of these things, when you ask yourself why, you can kind of deduce, or at least you can develop a scenario of why things might be the way they are. When I listen back to a lot of the talks I'm giving you, I speak in a lot of generalities, not because I don't want to, explain to you everything. Some of the things that I say are things you've heard before, and I don't have to say the whole thing because you can kind of figure it out in the gaps, because I'm trying to get to maybe a more important point rather than the specific chains of words that I do things. So I have a tendency, I was in the military, I'm going to go down a level. I was in the military, they had all kinds of acronyms and everything. It's a language. And I abhor that kind of stuff because it's really just a language to keep people out. Yes, sometimes acronyms are good, SAR, search and rescue. But other times, people that are less than use that nomenclature to keep other people out. So a lot of times, I'm not explaining ad nauseum everything that I'm saying to you because I think that you have a general understanding of what I'm saying. So YouTube, one more time, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, unsubscribing, resubscribing. Thank you for helping me get up to hopefully 350 here soon, and then above and beyond to 500. Appreciate it, YouTube. Talk to you soon. Ronakazi, bye.